Well, these are the scenes once again from the Pan-African Parliament. And of course, do not adjust your set. This is not a repeat of yesterday's programming. This is, in fact, just a repeat of what happened yesterday at the Pan-African Parliament when we saw these scuffles breaking out. What we haven't seen so far is two people literally fighting over a ballot box like we saw yesterday. Once again, Julius Malema, representing South Africa's Parliament at the Pan-African Parliament, very much in the fore at the podium. You heard, of course, the chant about rotation. Good afternoon to you, by the way. I'm Stephen Curtis. You with Newsfeed here on Newzroom Africa. So all of this is about the issue of whether there should be a rotational leadership. Let's go now to our reporter Mbali, Thethani. She's actually in the main chamber there, and I hope taking care of herself because some tempers are flaring. Mbali, good afternoon to you. You're actually in the chamber in the Pan-African Parliament. What started it this time?
Well, of course, Stephen, we have seen that this Pan-African Parliament was expected to get underway at around 2 o'clock, and voting processes was also expected to get underway. But of course, it seems as if I see that it's a bit dark now and the lights are being switched off, so it seems as if voting will not commence once more today, Stephen. Of course, we know that there is still that issue of that rotation where these countries are asking for a rotational of leadership. We know that it has been strongly dominated by West and East African countries, and of course the likes of the Northern African countries and as well as the Southern African countries have not been given that opportunity, of course, to lead this Pan-African Parliament. But we know another issue that played out today, Stephen, is of course that legal opinion that was sent by the AU, and I'm going to read it to you, Stephen. It says here that this legal opinion was sent out on the 30th of May, and it says that where Council called upon the PAP to apply the African Union values, rules and regulations in managing all activities of the organ, including the rotation of the Bureau and Presidency. And of course, another paragraph then says, any election of the PAP Bureau that doesn't respect the mentioned decisions on geographical rotations shall be deemed illegal. So according to the African Union, if there is no rotation of leadership, it is illegal. So of course, this specific election cannot go ahead if, this leadership, if people in this parliament still want the leadership to be coming from the east and the west of Africa. We know that the SADC region, Stephen, is supporting a Zimbabwean candidate for this position, and we have seen the likes of Pemmy Majodina from the ANC, as well as Julius Malema's EFF president. He has strongly called on for this rotation to take place, and they have said if there is no rotation, then there is no election. So it seems as if things are a bit calm now, but I'm not sure what is currently taking place, but it seems as if there won't be an election. But I will try and confirm this as soon as I wrap up this crossing with you.
Mbali, the fact that the lights are off, I mean, this is bizarre. Is someone trying to get the members of the Pan-African Parliament to actually leave?
That's right, Stephen. Just before we did this crossing, I just saw the lights being switched off, and that can only tell you one thing. It can tell you that there will be no voting. Members of Parliament have been asked to step out, but they are still inside. There still seems to be some sort of officials are trying to coordinate what is happening right now. But of course, we will try and see as to whether voting will take place, and proceedings for today will go ahead. But earlier on, Stephen, we spoke to Pemmy Majodina from the ANC during that ANC protest outside by the Women's League. And of course, this because stemming from that assault that happened here in the Pan-African Parliament, and she was quite firm that they will not be bullied by Africans, or rather the Francophone African countries, and they are quite adamant that the new leadership from the Pan-African Parliament should come from the southern region or the northern region, but we know that they are strongly supporting the southern region to take over the reins. So it's still a bit chaotic. Things are They seem as if they're not getting underway anytime soon, but Stephen, we'll try and get that information as to exactly what is happening, why we have seen the lights out, why it seems as if even the speaker here is not on the podium. So it is still quite tricky to ascertain as to really what is going on. But Stephen, clearly there's no voting that's taking place at this moment.